like using the word legend too often or too loosely, but coming up next is a man who just can't be defined any other way. He helped pave the way and open the doors for many other urban South Asian artists to follow. And when I call him the original Don Raja, you instantly know I'm talking about the one and only Apache Indian. When he burst onto the scenes in the 80s and the 90s, I remember watching him on TV back home in Bombay and thinking, wow, an Indian guy is making waves internationally. It had a huge impact on me, so needless to say, it was a thrill and an honor to bring you this in-depth interview.
Number one in the Bombay chart. Till they and me, I tear them apart. Tell when me come, me bring a new style. So listen, crowd of people know you have to follow me.
Back in the 1990s, an Indian boy from Birmingham started making waves with hybrid reggae sounds, and the music industry sat up and took note. Combining Bhangra beats and ragamuffin rhythms, the pioneer we now know as Apache Indian created a new genre and dubbed it Bhangra Muffin.
Ragamuffin Indian Apache, from your uncle and Auntie G.
And while the revolutionary new fusion had the world enthralled with its fresh sound, Apache says it was simply what came to him naturally.
It wasn't an intention, I was just doing my thing, you know, combinating all the sounds that I grew up with, the reggae from Birmingham, the Indian sound from my culture, and the pop sound of the country. And it was more than a sound of music, it was like, where are we, you know, it's trying to make sense of life, if you like.
Right.
And people kind of, it took me around the world instantly, the sound, and it represented new cultures emerging from different, you know, parts of the world, like Toronto, where you've got Indians, you've got mainstream, you've got black, you've got all these things.
Everybody, would you please come join in? And let me see how you dance and whine in.
Not only did Apache become the face and sound of an emergent blended culture, but he helped it create a niche and find a place in the mainstream.
Music says that we can be a part of the world, but this is who we are.
Yeah.
And that's what, and it's great. It's turned out to be a whole scene, you know, this urban scene around the world. So it's amazing.
I mean, you were practically the cause of that. Did you know that you were going to have this impact on the world?
No, of course not. Of course not. Just doing my thing. That's why I'm still here today, because it was just very, very honest. It was very genuine. It was very innocent, if you like. You know? And that's what people said. You know, we can be a part of pop music. We can be a part of reggae, and we can mix our own sounds. So we can be a part of mainstream as Indians, if you like.
And as an Indian musician adopting and appropriating another culture, Apache stresses the importance of remaining genuine.
What I do comes from reggae music, and reggae is like a religion in Jamaica. So you're not going to just do reggae overnight. But I grew up with a culture, a language, and understanding more than the music. You know, who are we? Where are we? You know, whether it's food, style, culture, music, sound, whatever. So it's not a joke. You know, you're going to be a part of almost a different style of music, a different culture of music. Then you understand those people and, you know, make it real and honest. And I got that from Birmingham.
Birmingham bred his unique sound. Heavily influenced by the culturally mixed community he grew up in, Apache says people didn't always know what to make of him.
Your own culture would say, why don't you do more Indian music? And other people say, why don't you do more reggae? And you can't please everyone all the time. And there's no set way of doing anything. And, you know, sometimes people, they want it, you know, to pigeonhole you. Let's put you here, let's put you there. And they can't do that with me.
Testament to that versatility is the wide range of artists Apache has teamed up with over the years. You've collaborated with some really cool artists. Talk to me about the collaboration on the Israelites.
Oh wow, Israelites, that's a great one. I mean, Desmond Decker's a huge artist, an artist I grew up listening to, and it was actually #1 in the UK charts when I was like 14 or something. So I mean, I met Desmond Decker, cut a long story short, I met him, you know, a few years ago. I asked him to do the song, and he said, well, I've never done the song before since the 60s. And I said, let me do a version. I did a version of the song, he liked it, he recorded it. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years later. But everyone said, you know, a big respect that you managed to work with him. The greatest thing is that, you know, because of the style and sound of music, you can work with Desmond Decker, but I've also done a collaboration with Asha Bosley in India,
absolutely.
And Malkit Singh or Jazzy B, or, you know, hip-hop artist Tim Dog on the second album. So there's an example of, you know, your music goes out to so many different people. In fact, it breaks down all these barriers. As long as you're doing it real, it's honest, you're doing it, and you're doing it good. Wow, I'm celebrating music, I'm celebrating life with music, I'm celebrating sounds, I'm celebrating language, I'm celebrating culture. So it's just all this, it just means so much. It's more than music for me, it's life, it's life.
And for those who want to follow that life path, Apache has some solid advice.
just keep it real. What can I say to you? Don't copy anyone. Make it about yourself. Make it something special about yourself. You know, a lot of people try to copy the sound and style. It doesn't work. Make it about you. Make it something about where you are, where you come from, and it works. You have to work hard. It's not just a case of making a record. You have to perform. A lot of it is about performing, going out there and doing it live.
And Apache definitely practices what he preaches, rocking the stage at the Love to Bang 5-year anniversary. Clearly, the original Don Raja is still going strong, and his latest album is out now, featuring some familiar big names.
Brand new album that I've just finished with a very, very famous producer in the States. His name is Jim Beans, and it's an amazing album. It's called It Is What It Is.
Nice.
Yeah, I. Jim Beans has worked with like Shakira and Timbaland and all the biggest artists, Britney Spears, Nelly Furtado, and he's done this great, great piece of work for me. It's finished. So look out for that. It Is What It Is, brand new album, Apache Indian, Jim Beans.